Hi, I'm Bryon Adinoff. A few weeks ago, I was asked to join the MATV board. Whoops, my glasses. I quickly accepted the offer to join the board. Joy has now asked me to take a few minutes to tell you why I accepted the invitation. So I got to thinking, why was this something I wanted to do? My career has focused on understanding the biologic disruptions that happen when people become addicted, and how these changes may lead to further substance use, even after treatment. My career has taken actually an amazingly straight trajectory. In my sophomore year of college, I started working in a lab where we taught monkeys to take cocaine. I went to medical school with the hopes of eventually doing research to understand the effects of drugs on the brain. After residency in psychiatry, I spent a few years at the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism in Bethesda, Maryland, and eventually found my way to the Dallas VA Medical Center, where for many years I directed the substance abuse treatment program, and also to the UT Southwestern Medical Center, where I head up the division on addiction. During my time in Dallas, my work is focused on conducting studies using brain scans to understand what happens to people with alcohol and drug addictions. But in the addiction field and research field, there is very little discussion of the drug war. The way we treat addiction is more or less the same whether one suffers from alcohol, marijuana, or cocaine problems. And both drug and alcohol research is focused on the harm due to substances. Issues of legality or the consequences of the drug war are seldom, if ever, addressed. On some level, this always bothered me. I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and fortunately, I never got caught. Even my friends who dealt in drugs, and did get caught did not suffer terribly from the experience. We were white and middle class, and prison was just very unlikely. So I always knew something was terribly wrong with our drug laws, although I can't remember how I first got together with Susan Willis and Bob Ramsey in the mid-1990s, or what inspired me to go to the International Drug Policy Reform Conference in Albuquerque in 2001. But these experiences were eye-openers for me. Although I intuitively understood the craziness of the marijuana laws, I had no concept of the drug war's social cost. I had no idea that the drug war had, in fact, been highly successful in what it was designed to do, to marginalize black and brown people. And I found also that going to conferences with folks involved in the drug policy reform movement was just a hell of a lot more fun than going to conferences with neuroscientists and addiction psychiatrists. Fast forward several years, a couple more drug policy reform conferences, and an invitation to have lunch with Joy Strickland, our leader. As everyone who meets her knows, Joy is an amazing person. I was truly impressed with the organization that arose out of the pain of her terrible loss. Joy offered me the opportunity to use my expertise to change some state laws. To me and to everyone I know in the addiction field, these harm reduction laws were no-brainers. At Joy's invitation, I provided testimony to the Dallas County Commissioners to support needle exchange for IV drug users. I also accompanied Joy to provide testimony to the Texas House Criminal Jurisprudence Committee to support the Good Samaritan laws. This law would provide protection for people who call 911 to report a drug overdose. Neither law passed, at least as of yet. I was certain that when Governor Perry called a special session last summer, it was to push these two bills through. But unfortunately, I was mistaken. So when I was offered a position on the MATV board, I accepted without a second thought. For me, it offers the chance to increase my contribution to a cause I believe is incredibly important. Allowing me to speak today and endorse an end to the drug war offers me the opportunity to come out of the closet to my students, colleagues, friends, and community. Also, it appears that I will be able to contribute a bit more diversity to the MATV. But like all causes of social justice, this is not a black, brown, white, or yellow issue. It's a human issue, a matter of right and wrong. Joy, thank you for giving me the opportunity to do the right thing.